I'm floating on this shit, you know I gotta oversee 'em. What up, Music NFT Radio? Hope everyone's having a great evening. It's Wednesday night, and we have another special guest interview today. Earlier, we had a special guest interview. Today, we have BDENFT's Best Day Ever. This is a new VIP. So we're introducing a new VIP to the community. I want to say welcome to Eli from BDE NFTs. How's it going?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dill. It's going well. Another busy day. But, I mean, when you have dreams as big as ours, if you're not working 12 hours a day, that's all that they'll be is just dreams.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you coming up. We got the recording going. I got it all figured out today with our last interview. So this actually will be the first correctly recorded interview that'll go out on our YouTube. So anybody will be able to look this up. I'm excited to bring you on here today, talk a little bit more about BDE. We've been talking about the event. As you can see, I changed the title of the room. I think it's fitting. This is a Vegas NFT party. What you're doing is super exciting, and I definitely want to tell the community about it and start getting you engaged with everyone here and everything we do on radio. But first, I want to tell everyone to retweet the room. Let's get it going. Give a like and
Yes, please.
love those first couple tweets there. Also, I invited you, Eli, to come up as a co-host. If you see that, it should be in the bottom left.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, click that, accept co-host, then you'll be up here. And yeah, man, I'm excited to get into it to talk a little bit more about your vision, about what we're doing together, about the event, how we're going to be getting other artists involved. It's all really exciting stuff. I just post this in my Discord. We have almost 3,000 people in there. I told everyone to come check it out because I think everyone's going to be super interested in this. I see we have DJ Sipe here in the audience, who's an amazing, talented DJ in Web3 with some real bangers. So there's already someone you should look out for. Everyone who's on stage too, of course, in the community. But BDE, let's hear a little bit more about what you're working on and your vision for BDE and sort of how you got into what you're doing now, right? So maybe start a little bit with your vision for like getting into the entertainment industry and then how you decided to make the move into Web3 after that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll give you a quick background of myself. Eli, you can see my Twitter's on here, the manager. But really, I want to focus on BDE. So real quick, I was in law school, and just before that, I was managing a couple DJs in undergrad. Introduced me to the nightlife scene, entertainment, event planning, the whole nine, and I kind of fell in love with it. So I pursued that in law school, sports and entertainment law. And for me, I realized throughout law school slash working at a sports and entertainment firm that I don't really think that was for me. I was handling cases of big athletes, artists, but I wasn't working with them. I wasn't talking to them. Frankly, I wasn't talking to anybody. I was writing a 40-page legal document, so I quickly realized that wasn't me. That's not how I utilize my best skills, which is probably networking and really like talking for the most part. So I didn't want to wait until I graduated law school. So I decided to start my own talent agency, Elevated Talent. And through there, I signed a couple of artists, including our artist in here, MRM, Marco, who actually designed the BDE NFTs. And then through my first event that I planned in Miami, I met one of our business partners, Derek, and we put on a great event. And after that, we were working together on several other events. He kind of took me under his wing, um, and he let me in on some NFT projects and companies that he was starting. And we kind of collaborated with everything. Now we're working together on Elevated Talent, the talent agency, and a couple other projects that I'm just going to touch on just because everything is super interrelated in the space, but not just in the space. With us as a company and with partners and with our artists, we're a firm believer in synergy between the talent and the other partners that we have. So everything that we do, we keep the other partners and other projects in mind, and we want to integrate everything at once. So we started BDE like a little while back. Marco got to designing the artwork, and it started out. I mean, like I said, we were real deep in event planning in Miami, and Derek, our partner, has a long history, long background of planning events in Vegas. But we had no idea BDE or Best Day Ever was going to take off the way that it had. So it really has become a snowball effect since starting it with the people that we've met, the ideas that we've generated. So it started as maybe one event, but now it's really turned into we will be putting on a like a couple events a year, all different, integrating NFTs, the metaverse, music, educational aspects, uh, thereby like formulating an unmistakable identity in the event space. Because really nobody else is doing that, and if they are, they're doing it in a way that we're really trying to differentiate ourselves and be a community of event goers. Like we're not approaching this in the typical way. We're not going after the average NFT investor. Um, we're really going after the event goers and the people that want to collaborate in real life. I'm sure even the NFT investors right now or people outside the space, they're like, oh, NFTs are crashing. Don't really believe in it. And I mean, from my perspective, my calculus on the NFT industry hasn't changed whatsoever. I always thought that 95% of these projects weren't going to be worth anything. It was just a matter of time. But the 5% that will survive, for the most part, are going to be the ones that are providing real world utility, benefits that people can feel and experience. And that's really our goal with this. We want to become a distinct event and festival event going brand, similar to Life is Beautiful in the respect that our message, um, like delivering the best day ever. We genuinely want our community to have the best day ever. And one way that we're doing that is by using our social media platforms such as Twitter and Discord to create an open discussion where our customers have the opportunity to pitch ideas that we're actually planning on including in our future events. I mean, how many events do you go to, whether it's Ultra or Coachella or whatever it may be, where you would love to have an input in what's going on, or you would love for them to change it up every once in a while. Not, I mean, like you love going to the annual event, but it's the same thing every single year. We don't really want to do that. We have a long roadmap leading up. This event, July 8th to the 10th, is our first event at the Sahara Hotel and Casino. We will have that annual event every year, but it's not just one event. Our members will not have to wait an entire year just to be able to use the utility for us. Our next event we're planning on doing at the HyperX at the Luxor in Vegas. It's an esports arena. We signed the founder of FaZe Clan, Clips, so he'll be incorporating an esports aspect to our events. And then we plan on expanding to Miami, which obviously I'm ecstatic about, right in my backyard. This is like where I fell in love with the entertainment industry, the events, music, everything. And then we have events like these leading all the way up to the Super Bowl, hopefully, and having Super Bowl affiliated events in Vegas and a music NFT metaverse festival in Vegas. We already picked out the landscape for it, the venue, and it is going to be one hell of a time. I promise you that. And with our team, it's truly what we're capable of. We're not an NFT like investor team or whatsoever. Like we are event planners, talent, esports. So we are definitely capable of providing the real world utility that we are promising. And just to prove that, we aren't those NFT projects that are waiting to sell out to be able to fund the event. This event is happening no matter what. It will be the best day ever, no matter what, despite what the NFT sales are. That does not matter to us. And I think a big problem that I want to touch on in the NFT industry right now is a lot of these NFT projects think that selling out is the end game. Like your mission is to promote, and then sell out the NFT project and wash your hands, and you're pretty much done. Selling out should just be the beginning. I mean, for us, we're not even focused on selling out. Really, we have a long roadmap of events. We believe that a lot of our NFT sales, because frankly, we can't blame the NFT community at this point if they're skeptical of another NFT project promising an illustrious, grandiose event like so many projects have in the past, but they failed to deliver. So we get it if some people want to see it to believe it, and that's okay with us because we know that they will see it, and afterwards they will believe it. So if they want to retroactively buy our NFTs, we will happily welcome them along. And unlike any other festival that you go to, our tickets don't just end when that first event is over. That is a membership for life. You get those benefits for life. So some people ask me, they're like, Eli, why would I buy BDE? I mean, first of all, I say because who doesn't want to have the best day ever, right? Like imagine someone coming up to you and they offered you a ticket to multiple events per year designed to give you the best time you could ask for. And with our team, it's really capable of happening. Would you really say no to that? No, I don't want to have the best day ever. Um, but no, in all seriousness, from a value standpoint, you are getting, even for the first event, we're giving an open bar to just the first level members for life, open bar. So you're already pretty much getting your money back there at that point. And all you have to do is go to 2 events and you're coming out ahead. But another thing that differentiates our project is we don't really look at this like a project that you want to buy and flip and trade. I mean, don't get me wrong. It will inevitably appreciate in value the more that our brand goes, the more events that we put on. Absolutely, for sure. So if people want to make money as an investor, they're bound to. But it's really designed to be a membership that you value and want to hold on to for life. And if anything, you're trying to bid somebody on theirs because you want to collect more in order to receive more benefits, in order to become a VIP member and get VIP access.
Awesome.
And
I just wanna slow you down for a minute so we can talk a little bit.
yeah, absolutely. I can go on for days and days.
I know, I feel you, man. No, it's great. That was a great intro. You guys are doing a lot of really cool stuff, and that's so important. And I think what our goal is as well is to get this in front of the music NFT community so that people can see all these things you're doing and what you're bringing to the space, right? Because ultimately, I love what you're doing, and the value is amazing. And when people see this, they're going to want to be involved, right? So definitely, I think it's great that we can bring you in and start making some of these connections to the NFT community and definitely get everyone involved, right? But I think the value that you're bringing is very cool, and it's so important for the future of music NFTs to have all this utility and all that stuff like that, you know, the lifetime membership. So I also wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, what you're focused on with building your community, right? Because right now, we're going to be talking to a lot of artists, like building your community, starting to onboard different music artists as well, right? So I want you to talk a little bit about the community that you're building and, you know, how you're going to be bringing in different artists for these shows, because it's awesome that you're doing so many shows, and I think there's big opportunities for the community to get involved here as you're growing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first with that, I'll kind of start with the general theme or the premise of not just BDE, but a bunch of the NFT projects that we have going on, which is not only bringing real world utility, but attracting the real world people, so to speak. Not the people that are deep into the NFT space already, but the people that kind of look at NFTs just like digital art and don't really get it. We firmly believe that through BDE and several of our other projects. Like for BDE, a lot of people will probably buy it without ever joining the Discord and Twitter because they're not NFT people, and so they don't really get the value of that. And we will teach that to them with your help, Dill, on our panel, which is another thing I'll touch on real quick to run through the event. At least Friday, we will be having a panel of Dill, other music NFT experts, other people in the NFT industry. Unfortunately, I can't disclose any names, but I can say it's in different segments of the NFT industry, whether business, sports, events that all have NFT projects going on. But we think that provides a lot of value to the community, especially since, as I said, a big portion of our community will be people that aren't necessarily in the NFT space. And then we don't want to just bring on any big name artists just for the sake of bringing them on and selling out the project or anything. We want them to be believers in NFTs or be involved in NFTs. And if they're not, after we pitch them our idea and they can really see what we have going on, if they really believe in our project and where we're going and don't want to just be a one-time performer, like a sunk cost kind of, but want to partner with us in the future, that's the value that we're looking for. That we're trying to grow together. We are adding to the team every single day. The way my partner describes it is we are moving mountains in a day, and that's true. And it's really been amazing. I can't wait to show the community and bring the community involved. I also think that with our events, like people are going to end up meeting people at the events that bring them into the space and kind of collaborate together, whether it's artists or just other people of the public, and be highly anticipating the next event. And luckily for them, they won't have to be waiting too long in between events.
Awesome, man. I think it's so cool what you're doing. Like, this is easily one of the most legit events that's happening connected to an NFT, and that's why we got to help you get the word out there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
bringing you in to Music NFT Radio. I think what you're doing is super cool, and maybe you could talk about some of the other events and some of the other experience that you have planning events, so that
Mm-hmm.
maybe people can get an idea of what type of artists you're going to bring out to the show. Because one thing we talked about is that, of course, it's cool to bring out like celebrities and big artists. So I think I want to hear a little bit about that. But we're also bringing in the NFT community, and I think by combining the two, you can really bring in a big audience and then give them exposure to music NFT artists. And I think that's exactly what you're trying to do. So
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to hear about like the maybe some other shows you've done, so we can hear about some of those bigger artists you might bring in, because as a music NFT artist, I mean, it's incredible to be able to open up for some of these bigger artists or have that opportunity, because that's just going to grow the NFT space as a whole.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So a couple of my partners have over decades of experience planning events at big clubs or big venues in Vegas, San Francisco, and then myself in Miami. I'm sure you guys have heard of the clubs, Live, Story, Wall, all those. And throughout the years, they've established this Rolodex of really any any performer you can really think of. Like we had a New York hospitality group this past year. They wanted to plan an event at New Year's at the Sagamore in Miami, and they simply hit us up just asking if we could plug in the headliner. They had everything else in place, and we provided them a list of maybe 35 people. Like I don't want to name drop, but it was everyone from like Oliver Heldens to the big DJs in Miami that were playing that weekend. And then they were looking for more of like an underground vibe. But we were able to, yeah, give them that fat list. But it's not just EDM; it's hip hop, rap. I mean, personally, I'm not the biggest country fan, but I know that we have some country music connections. So we are capable of getting any artist that's available. Part of the complications of planning events in Vegas is there's a lot of red tape in terms of the exclusive residencies. So we're working around that right now. We're working around putting in the contract that is not just a simple performance. We want an interactive experience. We want the fans, because how many times have you guys, or at least in Miami, this is super popular, where you go to a club and so is performing, and they maybe say they sing one song and then they go off to their table, which is highly guarded off, and just kind of like hang out there. And that's it. That's what you pay X amount of dollars for to see. We don't want that. We want an interactive experience. We want you to feel the the energy, the BDE, even from the talent that's performing, and the interaction that they're having with the crowd, the fans, for the VIP members who are buying multiple BDE NFTs that get the celebrity meet and greets, the VIP experience. We want that to be worth it for them. We want it to be different, pretty much. So I wish I could name drop a little bit of the roster that we're putting together, but I promise you, you will be finding out, everybody. Just stay tuned. You will be finding out very, very shortly. And the list of names include DJs, hip hop artists, maybe some athletes. Just stay tuned. I can pretty much guarantee that the crowd will be big fans of who we're about to announce.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's great that you're bringing in some of the bigger artists, bringing in the community. You know, one thing that might be like a little counterintuitive at first that I've learned over time is like you kind of pursue multiple different strategies. Like on one hand, you work on the live events and you work on what you're planning with BDE. Then on the other hand, it's like we can put together like metaverse showcases and do some of this stuff that can help build out the community, right? So that
Mm-hmm.
might be something that we want to try to do before the event is put together like a metaverse showcase. I have a bunch of metaverse partners with venues so we can go to their venue, and what's cool about that is that they usually have collectors in a community of their own. So we're
Mm-hmm.
bringing a cool showcase to their venue. We can bring in some of our artists or some, some people from our community. And I think that's a really cool thing that you can do to kind of build out that side. And then also, I want to make sure that you come on to radio like at least once or twice a week, even if you're just booking a quick VIP call where we just come on and we do like a 5 or 10 minute thing, because that's going to be important so that people start to get exposure to what you're doing. Because like I said, I mean, and like the utility is amazing. What you're planning is incredible, and you're doing great things for the community too. So the more people that know about it, the more that you'll get that kind of viral effect. So I want to make sure you're coming on a lot before the first event so that we can really get the word out there as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. And there really is so much going on with not just this event, which I want to touch on a little bit more to give the crowd an idea. So, on top of the Friday panel, Saturday is going to be a daytime and nighttime pool party. Like I said, it's going to be an interactive experience. There's going to be giveaways, VIP celebrity meet and greets, and then open bar, of course. How could I forget, for the members? And like I said, the more that you buy for the BD NFTs, the more that you get in return. And it will be more and more with every event that we put on moving forward.
Dope. That's what's up. Yeah, I think that, as it goes forward, I like how you have that long term strategy where you're like, look, this event is happening no matter what. I think you'll continue to sell NFTs over time. Me personally, I had a collection with a one of 1,000 item, and it took me actually months and probably about 8 months to sell it out, because the first few months I was selling them, and then for a while, I had to readjust my strategy and stuff like that. But then I kept selling, and I eventually did sell out this item. So I think as long as you keep pushing and you're consistent, then you can definitely mint out. My friend Violetta Zeroni just minted out 2,500 music NFTs, raising 115 ETH. She's awesome. Definitely someone that would be worth bringing out to the event. And then, like I said, like
Mhm.
the best advice I can give for projects in the NFT space is you got to follow the wallets, right? It's
Mhm.
so important who has active collectors. It's so important where the wallets are. So, working with some of those artists that have already made NFT sales, they know their way around the space. Their community knows how to buy NFTs and understands this stuff. That's where you're going to thrive. Also, I would think maybe the potential of bringing in like traditional artists that could be involved, having their own area where they could set up some of their art and be involved in the event. Because same thing, it's like there's so many talented artists out here with great work that would probably love to be involved in the best day ever. And maybe they have like 1,000 collectors or something like that, but they're a traditional artist of some kind, or they do painting, or they do 3D art. Right? There's so many ways
Mhm.
to bring in artists.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we are right on the ball with what you said with the metaverse. There's a metaverse convention happening the same weekend. And so we're currently in the process of formulating a partnership with them where the people from the convention will come on over, and then we'll work together down the road. But something that you mentioned, that I think is brilliant is keeping the long term game plan in mind. And not only are we doing that, but it's kind of the breadth of the short term, really the expansion of everything and the integration of all the different projects that we're doing, which I kind of hinted at before. But just to mention, like for instance, for this event, our official apparel partner, I believe, is in this group right now. Yes, right there, NFOC at the bottom, Non Fungible Owners Club, which is another project that I'm involved in. It's actually a really cool apparel company where you can upload your NFTs, verify that you own them to a print, high quality, on demand apparel. And that's the official apparel partnership for BDENFTS, that will kind of be launching at the event, give the world a first taste of NFOC and welcome them into the club right there and then. Because I know nowadays, pretty much if you want to show off your NFTs, the only way you can do so is by changing your profile picture. And if you want any apparel, then you're pretty much you have to buy the generic brand apparel, whatever that NFT project. You're not really showing off the ones that you've worked so hard to get, that you value so much, and so on and so forth. And then another NFT project that we're working on is with a private jet company, which I can't give too much of the details of, but basically it will help give you access to private jets. And connecting that to BDE is when we have these private jet and yachts in Miami. And so when we have expand BDE to Miami, if you own both of those NFTs, you can take the yacht party to the BDE venue and party all along the way, or fly out from the private jet to the festival in Vegas. Everything is coming together, and all along the way, my artists are involved in the designing, the performing, and we are growing our network, our connections, and everything is just expanding into one big unit. And it's beautiful to see, honestly.
That's awesome, man. Really cool. I like some of the ideas that you're talking about bringing in there. I definitely want to open it up to questions too. If anyone listening wants to come up and has some questions, see, we got Gina here who's on the team. If you want to add anything, I know you're helping out with all kinds of stuff, marketing and picking stuff at the top as well. Appreciate that. If you want to say anything, welcome to Music NFT Radio.
Yep, shout out my girl G.
Thanks, Eli. Thanks, Dill. Hi, I'm Gina. I come from Web2 background and have been working with BDE. I think like I have NFT that is a forever ticket. So with all of the things the team's working on to be able to come to this event, or even if you can't come to this event, to have a different way and utility that's different in the space traditionally from what we've seen is really cool. Totally respect the other projects and the way they do things. Excited to bring our new spin and hopefully work and build with the other projects that are already doing awesome things too.
Yeah, collaboration is really key in this business, and some people kind of look at others as competitors. But if there's anything that we learned building this team, I mean, just starting off with our team, like our team is all people that we've known. We didn't like outsource to some random company to find some marketing or anything like that. It is all people that we have relationships with, that we've met along the way, or people that have brought other people in, which is why we're really so close, and you can really feel the energy in the room, the BDE. I mean, don't get me wrong, it can get a little rowdy during our meetings, but that's just because we're so passionate about the project and we all firmly believe in the long term vision. So you can't really blame us when that happens.
Yeah, man, I love it. That's what's up. I mean, you're what you're doing is really important for the community. I think there's a lot of music NFT artists that are looking for these opportunities to perform. I think there's a very good, crop of upcoming artists who are like doing well in Web3, but they haven't had some of those awesome opportunities to perform.
Mm-hmm.
They're still having their first tours and some of their first dope shows. So I think just by the fact that you're putting on these really high quality events and that's the experience you have and that's the value that you're bringing to the artist side, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that gives you, a lot of freedom to talk to a lot of artists and bring in some of the leaders. So I think we'll make an effort to do that, and I'll connect you to some of those artists. And there's also just so many cool collaborations we can do beyond just the single event as things go forward. For example, I am working with Webstock. I'm a co-founder over there as well. They're a music festival DAO, also trying to do all different kinds of events and different things. So I think there's always potential for collaboration there. And there's literally thousands of shows and hundreds of festivals. There might even be thousands of festivals. And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, it's just like the more of these we see, the better, because it just means that we're headed in the right direction, that we're here early, that we're building something important. Because there's no, at this point, there is no competition for Web3 connected events because there's so little people doing it, right? So you're
Mm-hmm.
early to this space. I only know a handful of other NFTs that are focused on this, like you guys. And to be honest, you have the legit team and the people that you need to make it happen. So that's going to allow you to really grow quickly in this space and connect with the people that you need to connect with. So I'm definitely going to help you out with that and support you through that process and start getting you introduced to people, start finding you other places to do interviews and get involved. One thing I can recommend
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
is follow the people here on stage, follow the people that you see in other music related rooms, follow them. The more of them you follow, the more Twitter spaces you'll start to see at the top. And there is like nothing that can replace the value of you going in on the BDE account and talking in some of these spaces and telling them what you're doing, because
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing is super legit. People just need to know about it. When they do, they'll be hitting you up. They'll be asking how to get involved. They'll be asking how to mint the NFTs. So definitely, like the way that you can quickly do this is like start following people, then go to all the spaces and like keep following people that are on stage or that are big and speaking or listening, right? And
Mm-hmm.
pretty quickly you'll find a lot of new ones. So that's just a suggestion that I would make. Like you'll definitely start growing your account really fast. I mean, even just being here on radio, we're gonna help you a lot. So yeah, like I also said, try to keep your account up here as much as possible. If you can pull it up on like a second device or on your phone whenever you can, hop in here and come on stage.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you noticed, I actually fell asleep with it on last night and was chilling in here.
Yeah,
So
that man, you can stay up as co-host, like for the rest of the night or whatever. That's fine. We'll just leave you there,
yeah,
while playing music.
no, that'd be awesome. Yeah, and I've been enjoying the music as well that you're playing in here, and I think it's super innovative and awesome what you're doing. And I'm so glad to have you aboard BDE and everything else that we're a part of. I see all the value that you add, and it's funny that you and I go way back personally, back to high school. Not sure if everybody knows that, but it's funny how life works. It kind of comes full circle. And when you really strive for what you want, especially people like you and I who kind of took a leap of faith to like go off the beaten path to do really what we wanted to do and pursue our dreams. It's nice to see that we're kind of finally being rewarded in the end and also coming back and reconnecting.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. I love it. And, that's a essential part of the story. And also why I'm so happy to be involved with this. I like supporting people that I know you're doing something legit. I've seen you kind of pushing your talent agency and move into the entertainment space for a while. So it's dope to be involved. I'm excited about what you're doing. I personally just can't wait to perform, man, and speak and be involved, right? Because this is a huge opportunity for me. I mean, I'm down for a sweet trip out to Vegas, perform, talk about NFTs. That's my type of trip. So we're gonna keep it going, man. Like I said, it's about consistency. Like we get you in here a couple times a week. We'll do some more interviews. We'll try to put together some other stuff, connect you to other communities. You going in and doing other interviews or just getting on stage in other shows will be crucial. So I'll definitely keep you in mind for some of that. But yeah, we're gonna run it up, man. And this is recorded too, so I'm pretty sure I got everything right. Where I'll just be able to stop the recording, upload it straight to YouTube, and then we'll be at go. So this whole show is becoming like a podcast now, where I'm gonna record individual segments, put them on YouTube. So we'll have some promo out there for BDE. I was
Love
also
that.
on either earlier. I've got a process to make cool little thumbnails. So we're gonna run it up, and also one day I think I'm gonna put it on the podcast sites too. So I'm just gonna make like creative little titles and treat each of these like a podcast. So
Yeah, that's sick. I love that idea.
yeah, man. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for supporting. Also, we're happy to bring on artists on this show anytime. So as you're networking and doing your thing, you can tell artists that they can come in here. You're a VIP. That means that you can just bring in an artist or someone that you want to get some spins on radio or to talk about something whenever, right? So
Mm-hmm.
just come through whenever. If you want to book the show to come in and do something shorter, just use the VIP Calendly. And it doesn't have to be an interview every time. It's great to just get in here for a slot, and then we'll just talk for a little bit and tell people to check it out, and then that's it. We'll just keep doing that a couple times. There's always new people coming in here. There's literally 5 to 10,000 people a day that come through. So doing it
Yeah.
throughout the day is always good.
No, for sure. And I already shared your Twitter page and told them about this with my artists in our group chat a couple days ago. So I'm way ahead of you, but hopefully we'll follow up on that and you'll get to meet them first in the space. And then I'm excited for you to meet them and the rest of the team in person.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, has there been music playing low key this whole time?
No, I haven't heard it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, so anyway, yeah, awesome. Thanks for coming in, man. This was great. We're happy to have you.
Thank
Keep
you.
getting here on stage. Like, just keep your account there for the rest of the night. You'll see some good growth. We're gonna get back to it. You know the vibes, everyone. This is Music NFT Radio.